and talking about let-ups. One organization specialized in them last year. The WHO, the World Health Organization. When the Wuhan virus was jumping borders, the WHO was focused on an entirely different issue. What should we call the virus? That was the question they were dealing with. Most of the world called it the Wuhan virus because that's where it came from. But the WHO disagreed. They said country and culture names cannot be linked to a virus. So Wuhan virus was off the table. They insisted on an anodyne name, SARS-CoV-2. That's what they called it. Anyone who linked this virus to China or to Wuhan was called racist. Cut to present day, we're living in the wave of mutants. They have been reported all over the world. What do we call them? The British mutant, the South African variant, the Brazil variant, the Indian double mutant. Do you see the pattern? All of these variants have been geotagged. Have you seen any headline talking about the B117? Do you know what it is? It's the UK variant. Same for Brazil. No one is calling it the P1. It is simply called the Brazil variant. You would imagine the World Health Organization is livid. Well, think again. Because they couldn't care less. No clarification, no condemnation. As long as you do not mention China and virus in the same sentence, the WHO will not bother you. And that's hardly surprising. This is the same body that helped China cover up the biggest health crisis of our times. They first criticized travel curbs on China, then praised Beijing's pandemic control, and then scolded world leaders for calling it the China virus. So if you think about it, this is exactly what we should have expected. Maybe if China had a variant, they would talk differently. And knowing China, chances are they already have one, but they don't want to tell the world about it. Do not expect Beijing to admit that. It won't tell you anything till the situation explodes. Unlike China, these other countries have been transparent in their response. They have reported variants, kept the world in the loop so that others can prepare themselves. You see, countries cannot determine how a virus behaves or mutates, but they can certainly be transparent. Even Brazil, where the president himself is peddling conspiracies, Bolsonaro's government has not denied the P1 variant. What about the United Kingdom? The UK variant was among the first to emerge. Some British newspapers called it the Kent variant. But there weren't cries of racism or bigotry then. British diplomats were not up at night shooting out tweets. Same here in India. The government has admitted the presence of mutations and double mutations. Some countries have banned travel to India, but there's no sign of the WHO. Last year, the travel bans were racist. This year, they're precautionary measures. And why just the WHO? Western media houses lapped up this controversy. They were more than happy to cancel leaders who called it the Wuhan virus. Let me show you a CNN headline from March 18, 2020. It reads, Trump's malicious use of Chinese virus. The article calls it xenophobic racism. Now let's show you a second headline, the one on your screen. This is from the 31st of March 2021, this year. It says experts predicted the UK variant would become dominant in the US by March. This obviously is not xenophobic racism. Talk about double standards. We all remember the WHO's eagerness to defend China last year. That enthusiasm has vanished now. In January, the WHO met to decide on how to name variants. 3 months later, the issue is on the back burner because China's name does not figure anywhere. This is hypocrisy of the highest order. Let me tell you something about geotagging. It is everywhere. We have the African elephant, the great Indian bustard, the Royal Bengal tiger. These animals are also named after places. It is neither a tribute nor an abuse. It is simply a matter of convenience. Here's the bottom line. There is no evidence to suggest that names create racial tensions. The WHO played politics over naming the virus. It defended Chinese interests. And in the process, it turned a benign issue into a political lightning rod. This was their chance to set the record straight, to tell the world they would stick by their principles. But as it turns out, the WHO does not have principles. It only has orders from Beijing. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.